morning, fellow Forex traders. FXwithTerry.com. I'm about a minute late here. Getting into this, we'll go over what has happened in the market and answer any questions that you got. It is Friday, the end of the week. The market will close this evening. So what will us degenerate gamblers do when the market is closed? So quite a few different updates. I even need to look at some things. We are looking at the current free signals trade that I believe launched last night. I kind of have to look at these times because we've had some movement. So let me look at something. You guys won't see this, but in the background, I'm going to go over to the Discord group here because someone was talking about a particular pair, and I want to see if it's the one that traded. Yes. Okay, it is. Someone said, you know, AUD CAD in the free trade signals area was almost at take profit. They said that at 1:38 a.m. And then I looked at it and it kind of had moved away. But in this particular case, I'm going to come back so I can see what you're seeing here. So many things on my computer screen. So if we look at the history, so AUD CAD did close last night in profit, free signal. So I'll just give you a little bit of insight here. I know this is a difficult thing to talk about for most people, and I see it in everyone. It's the concept of trading without emotions. Everyone does it with demo account, and then they lose their shit with a live account. It is something, and I did this in the prop firm video that I did a week or so ago, that you have to be self-aware. And there are books out there. I think it's maybe titled Trading Without Emotions. I believe that's what it is. The moment you get emotional about all this stuff is when you start making emotional decisions. I'll give you an example. Someone in the group started a small account about a week after they traded demo and went, oh my gosh, this is incredible. We're making so much money. I'm going to go for a live account. They set up a small live account. Went for a week and said, this is amazing. I'm going to increase my bid. I'm like, okay. Went for another week. They said, this is amazing. I'm going to increase my bid. Okay. Then they got into a stream of trades that scaled in deeper against them, and they weren't losing anything. They were in a little bit of drawdown. Margin level percent was getting relatively low, but not emergency low. And they started to panic, message after message. Terry, what am I going to do? What's going on? And of course, when I say disconnect your emotions and, learn how to do this kind of stuff, that should be learned on demo. But what's interesting on demo is you can go into a trade, go to bed, and wake up in the morning, and the trade is gone against you, and it's demo, so there's no emotions. The moment it does that and you have live money, you're going to panic. So it is important to trade on demo for a little while and convince your dopamine addicted brain that it's real money and how you're going to feel about it. But I do also believe that you have to emotionally connect, because if you look at my system, you have to emotionally disconnect. Because if you look at my system, it's pure mathematics. It's purely mathematics. 1 + 1 = 2. This is how it happens. So I could talk about that all day, but I probably should finish the story I was saying. So that person then decided, I'm not getting rich on this small account in 2 or 3 weeks. These are real situations. So they went into their copy trade account and they kind of looked around and they seen this option to monitor trades only and not receive new ones. So they clicked that. right? Because it was an emotional response, right? And guess what happened? That means it's not going to take additional scaled in trades on current trades that you have. So you're forcing a loss at that point. Then the person went back and turned it on. Then the person withdrew some money. And then emotionally, I'm losing, and then deposited the money back in a few days later. And none of that was told to me. It's just, hey, why is my account not winning like everyone else's? You got to remain calm. You got to practice. If you are so emotional about it that you're not going to like things that you don't understand, which I can look at something and go, well, everything's fine. What are you randomly feeling something bad about, right? Like drawdown. People look at drawdown. If we look at this particular trade, right, it's in profit. Where everybody likes blue, right? Everybody likes the blue at the top here. But if it's red, they start to panic. And remember, I say the thing to look at is your margin level percent. That's it. So I'll give you just the first thing that comes to mind. If you're that emotional about it, go ahead and force the loss and get out, because you can make the loss back if that's what you really need to do. But this trading with emotions thing is going to kick your ass. And all I have to say is stop. I've turned it off on my end as much as I can. There are ways to trade this system. Like, for example, if you really are that emotional about it and you can't handle the ups and downs, I'll give you a currency pair to trade. You can trade that one currency pair at the minimum lot size. What's going to happen then is you're like, well, I'm not making enough money. Well, which one do you want to do? Do you want to make a good amount of money from it and manage it? Or do you want to be able to go to sleep at night not knowing that you overbid and overtrade and all kinds of things are going against you? I have 100 different solutions for you. I was just talking to Denise on the phone, and here's a random example of what you could do. Most people haven't wanted to practice at all, and they turn the full auto trader on, and the full auto trader, that's a lot of trades, man. That's a lot of trades if you're looking at all 22 currency pairs. And so that's overwhelming. And then if they go in and they trade slowly, like one currency pair at a minimum lot size, that's not enough for them. Both of those are emotional situations. Hey, I want to turn it all on and get rich. And the other one is, hey, I only want to turn one on and feel like I'm not getting anywhere, right? There's a happy medium. Listen, full auto trading is awesome, but you have to become a trader. You have to look at your account. You have to glance at it. You have to understand what's going on. Let me give you a middle-of-the-road solution that I was giving Denise, and Denise and I are going to, refinish this thought, and maybe I can kind of capitalize on it now. Take these recent 6 groups that I created of currency pairs that do not cross, and we're trading them with the AI system in the 10 pip hybrid feed that we're testing right now. You absolutely could right now, today, grab any one of those currency pair groups. You could go grab group 1 through 6, one of them, trade that at the minimum lot size in your account, and use that group and those pairs. Just activate your copier for whatever pairs are in that group and trade them at minimum lot size. I don't care what size your account is. I don't care if you have a $1,000 account or a $100,000 account. Trade those 2, 3, 4 pairs at minimum lot size. And what that's going to give you is the ability to see through walls now. You're going to see those trades. They're going to be at minimum lot size. No matter what's going on in that currency pair group, the likelihood, 99.99% chance that nothing bad's going to happen because you don't have any currency pair crosses. So there's a lot of protection there. So what you do then is you then can sleep at night instead of wondering some trade you entered before you went to bed, and if it went against you, you can wake in the morning, you can look at your account, and we'll look at some data this morning, and I'll show you this concept. You can look at them. They're all at minimum lot size, and maybe one currency pair has won against you 10 trades, right? It's scaled in 10 trades. You're at minimum lot size, so it's yawn moment, right? It's not affecting your account. But when that thing turns around and starts heading back towards the take profit, you can manually enter a trade on that exact same currency pair in the exact same direction at a higher lot size, at a lot size that's relevant to your account, and do really well because you have the intelligence inside of that group. And yes, you're manually entering a trade, but you're doing it in the morning after the market has moved all night. And if you miss one, if a trade enters and goes into profit in the middle of the night, it's at the minimum lot size. So you wake up to making 68 cents. Who cares? It's because you're getting out of your emotional mindset and avoiding worrying about it all night or going into a trade and then wake up in the morning and realizing the auto trader has added 9 more to it, because that can happen. Just let it do that. And then when you have a moment during that day, and if you're busy or you're too emotional that day, let the auto trader do its thing. You end up at the end of the day with $9 or $10 worth of profit. No risk, right? I shouldn't say no risk. No excessive emotions because a trade has went so far against you. I mean, on a $1,000 account, you could have a currency pair go 30 trades against you at the minimum lot size. Probably wouldn't hurt you at all. Now, we're not trading. We're trying to avoid those scenarios, right? We'll see them coming. And we can do some management techniques, which I will do with you like I do whenever we get a scenario like that. But it's pretty rare. You know, recently we had USD JPY. So I don't want to get too far into it, but I know I'm getting far into it. I want you guys to learn that if you find yourself being an emotional trader, work on not being an emotional trader, whatever it takes for you. I don't know what the answer is for you, but being aware of it is the first step. And then trade a group or a certain number of currency pairs. Like if in the past I said, grab 5 currency pairs. Now what I'm going to suggest is you go grab, and you're, if you're using the auto trader, trade trades from a group, one of the 6 groups that I created. It's real simple. And turn the auto trader on at minimum lot size. And then if you're not proficient at adding trades, open yourself up a demo account and practice as if that's what you're doing. Your confidence you'll get by going, okay, I woke up in the morning, I'm having some coffee, CAD, CHF has went 12 trades deep, and the latest 3 are in profit. It's headed towards take profit. I'm going to go open my demo account, add a trade on that pair at a pretty decent lot size, given whatever your account balance is and leverage, and set the take profit that the system has told you to. And when that thing profits an hour later or a day later, you're like, all right, you're building confidence. This is this industry, being a day trader with this automated system, is about confidence. It's about trading without emotions. It's about trusting the system. I trust the system. I trade my entire life on this thing, with all kinds of different little tweaks and manipulations. And I told Denise this morning, and she said, I know. I said, I evolve daily. The advice I'm giving you right now is the best advice I've ever given in my life up to this point. I constantly evolve. And I evolve pretty fast because I could see my dozen or so accounts, and I could see my dozen or 2 accounts, and I could see all of your accounts, or a lot of your accounts. So, got a few comments I want to hit on since I'm digging into this. Doug says, mine only does that when I do something stupid based off of emotion. Yeah. Doug says, I'm starting to be able to force losses now. And typically, I bet you, and let me know if I'm wrong, Doug, but if you're forcing losses, it's tiny little losses just to get out, just to move around. You know, if you're forcing a loss, that means you forced on the front end, you overbid, you overtrade, you know, so on and so forth. Um, but Doug goes on to say it still hurts enough, but know sometimes it's the right thing to do, and money does replenish. Yeah, and you know what? Let's beware. I know Doug likes to. Doug is a degenerate gambler. He's got the T-shirt, right? Doug likes to push it, but you know, even with Doug's, you know, pushing it, he's come back and told the group. So I'm not revealing anything secret here, but he's come back and told the group that he had to force some big losses, but he's still ahead. He's still ahead, um, and I think Doug would probably agree because Doug pays attention that what I'm saying here with grabbing a group and letting it trade at minimum auto and then manually entering when you have time and not before you go to bed so you worry about it type of thing. So, you know, different style for everybody. Derek says closing in a $1,000 loss on a $3,000 account is way better than losing the whole thing. Yeah, yeah. Now, you know, new people are going to hear that and go, "Ah, that's insane. I'm not doing that." That's fine. You don't have to do that, right? That is typically the degenerate gambler mantra. Um, Mark says, "Absolutely, you're still in a game with 2,000." Doug says, "Gold." That either means gold that we had a, you know, a trade today, or that means what I'm saying is golden. Um, Denise says, if you take that bigger lot size and the currency pair turns around, will your system start adding not only to its bait lot size, but also, oh, good one. Good idea. Good concept there, Denise. So here's the deal. Let's say a trade has went 10 scaled in trades, and I told you, go ahead and enter at a larger lot size. Remember, you took the minimum, you know, 10 scaled in trades, and then you decided to add a 10 pip 1.0 lot size because you see it headed towards profit. The question is, what do you do when that backs out? So, or in this particular case, it says, will your system start adding not only to its base lot size trades, but also the one you added? It will not mess with the one you added at all. It will continue to give you the data which you would want to know of if that trade is going to go against you, the auto system will scale in more trades. So that's a data set it will give you. The only real danger there is if you overbid. So start getting used to, you know, don't go in at $10 per pip lot size. Go in at something smaller until you build that confidence. It's really a confidence thing. You know, if you got a bunch of trades at 01, 01, 01, 02, 02, 02, and you're like, I'm going to add a $10 per pip trade and it starts to go against you, you might have been better off starting out with maybe a dollar, 0.1, and it's so currency pair, and market specific. It just is. It's a feeling that you feel what the market is doing because you have the data right in front of you. Like, for example, would you sell NZD CAD right now? Look at the screen. Would you sell NZD CAD right now? No. The AI says we're buying, and in fact, it's in profit. Now, interestingly enough, this is a free signal. There are multiple trades on NZD CAD right now. But because AUD, what was it? AUD CAD closed, it looked for the next available trade. Just so happens this might be the 9th trade on NZD CAD. I know I'm pretty close in guessing at that. And we can look. So that's a great trade. Didn't have all the previous 8 ones, right? So what has the AI system done here? It sent you a signal based off of the concept I'm telling you. Jump in later. Jump in later. This, because there's no trades after this, this is the last trade in the sequence, and now NZD CAD is going profitable. So one thing I'm going to do, just off the beaten path here, I need to look at something, one of my accounts, just to make sure. Yep, looking good. Okay. Because I'm in that NZD CAD trade, and I'm in 3 of them, as opposed to this one. So the latest one I'm in is slightly in profit, so it's looking good. Um, I hope I answered that. Let me read that again. Will your system? I already said it won't start adding. Um, Listen, if you enter a high lot size and when you thought the entire basket of trades was going to go into profit and it goes against you, get out, take the loss. Here's why. I don't want to take a loss. That's an emotional response. Take a loss if you were wrong, but here's what. You were at least, you can, because you're not wrong, because we know NZD CAD is in buy territory right now. We can see it right in front of us, right? You're not wrong. You were just a little early. That's all. You can get back in. Let's say you had to force a loss. Let's pick a random number. You had to force a $300 loss because you entered a little early manually in this sequence that's telling you that you should buy, that's telling you it's headed towards take profit. And let's say you force a $300 loss. Well, what you can do is wait a little bit longer until you're even more assured that the price is pushing towards that take profit, enter again and mitigate your losses and enter enough to where you break even, or maybe you turn the $300 forced loss into a minus $50. The times that you're going to be wrong entering based off of the data you see is extremely low. If you're emotional, it might be higher. If you're calculated and you watch this stuff and you pay attention. Now, on the other hand, what you can do is just turn Auto Trader on at one of the 6 groups at minimum lot size and let it do its thing. On a daily basis, you may not feel like you're making enough that you want to make, but if you look at it over a 12-month period where you're going to have some big days that push, but it doesn't affect your account at all because you're bidding minimum lot size, you could take a $1,000 account as an example, let it go on group 5 for the year, and at the end of the year you turn that $1,000 account into a couple thousand, 3,000, right? Absolutely possible. That's without touching it at all. So as long as you have the bigger picture, if you don't look at it and go, I only made $17.44 this week. Well, next week you're going to make $188. 3 weeks later, you might make $304 because the market ebbs and flows and moves. And yeah, it just beware of your emotions. I'm going to go look up that link when I get done. Trading Without Emotions. I'm pretty sure that exists. I'm pretty sure that's a book. Educate yourself. In terms of success in your life, in terms of success in my life, you're only ever one idea away from having everything you ever wanted. One idea. Maybe the way I'm explaining that we are trading, or we could trade, or you could trade, is that idea. Maybe it is. So, soapbox stepping down from, moving on to look at the rest of the account. So that was the free signals, looking pretty good. I didn't really look, I guess we can, I didn't really look at how close we are to take profit. Have to zoom this a little bit. Let's see. Oh, that's right. I keep looking at. Oh no, it's actually not. Yeah, take profit is up at top there. Hold on, I'll draw you a little line. So we're in a buy. Take profit is up here. It's pulling back a little bit now. Looking good. That's a nice trade. It's just the fact that we're in a bunch more trades than what you're seeing here in the real basket of trades, and there are a few of them that are negative. What's a big secret here? Jump in later. Jump in later. What's later? I know it's later right now because NZD CAD, the most latest trade we're looking at here, is profitable. That's later. Jump in. Don't be shy. Scale in. If you're shy, scale in it. I'm bidding $3 per pip here. Scale in at 10 cents. Add another 10. Add another 10. Add another 10. All right. On to the premium signals. Let me take a look here. I have not looked at any of these this morning. It is right here. I'll give you an update of what we're in. We're in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 premium signals. And let's look at what has closed. Looking pretty good. I'll share this with you. So closed premium signals. CAD JPY had a bunch. Well, that was the one, right? Premium signals. So it closed. I think it closed in the middle of the night because this thing was just going ding, 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 ding. We got all kinds of notifications. But it closed out at $37.21. Now, this is a signal. You could have bid more. You could have bid 10 cents. You could have bid $300, right? In the end, this is what's called nothing but net. Nothing but net. Nothing but net profit. This was a weird pair. It pushed really hard. I don't know if I've seen CAD JPY go that many. It took some losses on the back end and made up for it at the top end here. That's what my system does, increases the bid. But this was a completely bearable trade. And if you were taking this, because we're looking at a premium signal, if you were taking this as a signal, you might have said, you know what, I'm just going to kind of watch this for a little bit here. Maybe you jumped in a little bit later, right? This was a lot more profitable trade for you then. Maybe you jumped in on the last one. It was a lot more profitable trade for you. But again, that's a signal, okay? Erase that, pause that. Let's go on to the next. I believe the next account is going to be the 10 pip hybrid. Let's go talk about that. This is an automated feed. Let me pull it up first and then I'll share it with you. 945. Here it is. I'll show you what we're looking at. So this, let me confirm. Nope, sorry. I got my account numbers messed up. 10 pip, 377. Almost there. 377. Where is it at? Here it is. Okay. Glad I confirmed. Here we are. This is an automated feed, and I did a tweak to it yesterday, so this is going to look a little odd. How are we? I believe, was it the free signal? I'm losing my mind this morning. We are in NZD USD, and I believe there are more trades. There's actually at least another trade on this. Why is it not showing in the account? I told the AI system not to jump into that third trade until it was slightly in profit. So what I might do is pause real quick here just to confirm. So this is NZD USD. Let me go to the main feed real quick, because I want to talk from a level of intelligence. So having the main feed, literally signing up for my auto feed and putting it on a $100,000 demo account allows you to see through walls. So that was NZD USD. We're in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, 5 trades. And the most recent one is slightly in profit. Yeah. So I'm right. Let me come back here. Just want to make sure what I'm telling you has the correct data. So there actually is a third trade that we're not in. And it's because I told the AI system, only take this trade, only copy it to the account in the 10 pip hybrid. Only copy it when it's 50 points in profit. So what is 5 pips, right? Probably not even that, depending on the currency pair, depending on the pricing. But I basically said 50 points in profit. So what I'm hoping will happen and should happen is when that final 5th trade, and we only have 2 out of the 5 here, when that final 5th trade goes into profit enough, it will copy here. And what's the idea behind that? I'm not hitting the account as much. Let's say this thing went crazy overnight and it went into 6 more buy trades. All of them will have been in drawdown. The 10 pip hybrid will not have taken them, and it will only take that last trade once it goes profitable, And I'm hoping, I don't know how it's going to act for those others. It may just avoid those others and may enter them as they get profitable on the way up. That would be huge, because guess what? We'd have all the upside of the trade going profitable and none of the downside, more emotional downside than anything, but less of the downside, which is the drawdown. If that works, and I believe it will, it's just something I told the AI, it's just an idea I had. I was making all these tweaks yesterday. So another tweak that I did to this 10 pip hybrid feed, which will be available, I told it to only take trade number 2 in a basket of trades. So I believe this has the first, if there's 5, this is probably trade 3 and 4, and we didn't take 5 yet because it hasn't gone profitable. But nonetheless, I told it to only enter these trades, only enter a basket of trades on trade number 2. So that's going to kind of slow it down a little bit. But what it will also do is when we're not trading any given group yet, it will jump into a pair and then focus on that group of pairs only after the trade has went 2 scaled in trades. It will take the second trade. So I believe all of that, because if you think about it, during the slow times, guess what? This will feel emotionally slow. And during the high volatility times where you get, a pair that goes 15 against you, it will start to slow that down. You won't, like, the smart thing to have is if you have the auto feed, put it on a 100K demo account, watch it so you can see through walls. But let this thing make those decisions, and it's going to seem that it's slow and low volatility, but it's protecting you from all of those things. So I have to tell you, we'll see. I need to trade this another week or two, but I think those tweaks are going to be crushing. I think they're going to be awesome. So this feed closed out a $17.68 real trade that it closed at AUD CAD trade, a $17 profit. You can't, when people are like, well, I don't know, this cost me a lot of money, Terry, and I need to make more money than this. This is one day, and it's at the end of the week. If I click the week history, we're up $420 for the week. That's a 4% gain in a week. That's incredible, you guys. You start looking at any individual day or individual, set of pairs or something like this. I don't know, 17. I'm spending money on this, Terry. I can't afford to only make $17 a day. You got to look at this over 12 to 18 months. This will kill it over 12 to 18 months. It absolutely will. Especially with the hybrid feed here, especially with trading one of the 6 groups. Right now, the hybrid feed is not available. It will be. But you know what you could do? You could go back to the group, or you could ask me and say, what are the 6 groups? And I'm going to go ahead and trade the currency pairs from one of those groups. Just let it roll. Let it roll. Let it roll on your account at minimum lot size. And then jump in, because now you've got the data on that group of pairs, and jump in when you wake up in the morning, when you can trade and you're not worried about it overnight. Jump in, and the likelihood of it going that far against you doesn't matter. If it goes against you and you entered wrong, it's practice. I even enter a little bit early on some of these things, but I understand how to get myself back out. Either take a loss and make it up when it turns back around on me. You're getting the data here. You know that NZD USD is buy. You know that. That's a huge, huge part of it. So, repeating myself over and over? Of course I am. What's wrong with you? You got to learn. People won't learn if I give them the secret once. I have to shove it down their throat. All right, pause on this one. Let's take a look at the next account. I'm looking at my account list on my end. Let's look at what the high profit auto feed did. We'll look at it in the base level auto feed, sending out trades at a base level dollar lot size. So let's take a look at this. I'll pull it up. Account 935. Currently in no trades. because we did some this morning. And here's what we did. We had a gold trade that took a couple losses. It looks like he went in, the AI system went into two trades and it just didn't work out. But look what US 30 did. US 30 made up for that. And that's kind of the idea here with the AI system. If gold takes a loss, US 30 makes up for it, and potentially vice versa, right? US 30 is so profitable it will pretty much overtake any losses of gold. Gold isn't as profitable, but you could bid more on it and bid less on US 30. You could do whatever you want. This is an automated feed. So overall profit, $341.93. You probably, I don't think you'd be unhappy with that, even if you were taking the minimum bid. I don't think you'd be unhappy with that. However, guess what I'm going to do? Let's go look at these exact same trades, take a little photographic memory picture of this. I'm going to look at the exact same trades on a larger account where I bid more. So you can see $74 loss, $48 loss, $229 profit, $105 profit, $132 profit for a $341.93 net. That's a net profit. So notice that, but check out this larger account when I pause. That is this account here. I'm in a few trades in this account because I'm taking the one profitable trade feed. However, check this out. You can see that it did some one profitable trade closes, $4,400 on AUD CAD because it jumped into trade number 2 of the two currency pairs. Euro Chief was really nice, $700 profit. And then here's the gold, which took some losses this morning, but not a net loss. This is a net profit. So took a loss there, and then look what US 30 did for us with an overall $14,914.38 profit. Exact same trades. This particular large account is taking trades from the one profitable trade feed and the high profit trade feed. Here's what lulls people see this and they're like, I'm in the wrong auto trade feed. I'm taking the wrong currency pairs. At any given time, you could say that. You're going to feel like you're missing out, or FOMO, fear of missing out, because you're not getting these kind of profits. You can, you will. One is necessarily not better than the other. You just have to be patient and focus and start out slow and slowly ramp up and understand the parameters based off of your account. I probably have to start adding this and your emotions. It's okay to be emotional about it. Some people are out of control emotionally their entire life. You know that, I guess that feeling of falling and catching yourself. People feel like that all the time, just naturally looking out the window. I can't control that. But being aware of it for yourself, or being self-aware, is an important thing. Man, I'm turning this into a motivational speech this morning. If you can look up, you can get up, my friend. Doug says 5% for the week, even with $800 in forced losses. See, yeah. And listen, be careful hearing Doug say that. I have to kind of preempt that. Doug loves to push the limits, and he's getting better and better and better at it. Doug could turn on minimum lot size on his account. Doug loves the rush. I love it too, right? So everybody's trading style is going to be different, even though we're taking the same trades. Everybody's profit's going to be different. You go ahead and turn off the copier in the middle of your account trading because you're like, well, I don't know if I want to do this anymore, and it misses a bunch of trades. You'll take some losses. That's your emotional response to the whole thing. Yeah. Crazy stuff. All right, so that was high profit. That's always impressive to look at that. I don't know. That impresses me. So let's see. We pretty much saw... Let's go look at the 3K to 100K challenge account. I have not looked at this since yesterday. I said I needed to manage it a little bit. Oh, looking pretty good. So this is the 3K. Remember, we were down. We were up at $5,500, and then I I forced a bunch of overbidding, and then we went down to 1,800. We're back at 2,350, looking pretty good. 1,100% margin level feels pretty good. I believe I did reduce the number of pairs that are trading on this, and I was eventually going to move over the hybrid, the 10 pip hybrid auto feed to this account. So here's what's open, and I'm giving you some heads up here. Let's take CAD Chief for example. I'd have to think if this is taking, this is probably has taken all of the CAD Chief. So could you jump into CAD Chief? I mean, it's went 1, 2, 3, 4 trades profitable out of 6. Okay. We're probably really close to take profit. Could you have jumped in when this one went slightly profitable? Yeah. Could you have jumped in when this one went slightly profitable? Yeah. You could have been in all of these trades at a 0.01 lot size. Just let the auto trader, if you're using auto trader, send these to your account and then jump in later. So let's take a look at the chart here. And this is a perfect example. I probably should jump into this. But here I am on the live trying to help you degenerate gamblers. Let's look at the chart. That's right. This is my challenge account, trading 3,000, 100,000 to 100,000. I'm not copying the take profit, but I'll tell you what, it's probably about right here. It's probably about right here. So is it going to push all the way here on a Friday and down take profit? I don't know. Might. We haven't even looked at the news. We'll try to glance at that. But, you know, this is the, here's another one. I'm going to add this on. I've talked about this before. Be careful with this, but it's pretty damn accurate. Okay. Notice down here the RSI 4 hooked above the 85% line and it's coming back down. Doesn't mean it can't go back up. But this is pretty indicative that when you're up here at the top, that it is overbought and it's coming down. So is that a good indicator of, as well as any indicator can be, of when to get in? The RSI 4, not 14, because if you add the RSI or the relative strength index to your chart at a 14, it'll be down here in the middle forever. Okay. You set it at a 4, and it'll be sensitive enough to give you these overbought. And look, it just touched down here. Just touched down here. I usually like to see it push past the 15% at the bottom, but it just touched right there. Where is that? Right here. So had you bought, now we're not in a buy on this trade, so ignore all buy signals and only look for sell signals, because the AI systems told us we're already selling. So, I mean, technically, from what I'm looking here, could you have bought right there and wrote it up? You certainly could have. I don't think I'd do that, but use this as a confirmation for what we are already in. So if the AI system has said sell, well, every time it touches at the top here, watch this. You don't have to take these trades, but watch what it does. That does not mean that it won't back out. I can probably scroll back to where we got a signal but backed out. Oops, I'm going to show you like a false signal. Let's see here. So this was a buy signal down here. And although it did move up, it did back down farther. Okay. If we were in a buy trade and we took that signal and it backed out against us, guess what? We got another one almost here. We got another one that pushed up, right? So Doug says, awesome strategy, minimum lot size and manage manual trades on the way up. And I know that doesn't work for everybody. You know, I think I was talking to Denise this morning and she said, you know, I've been doing this for a long time and it can get overwhelming. I get it. You know, everybody needs to think through and be logical about what it is they want. And this concept of, well, if I enter at the wrong time, and it goes against me. You will get better with practice. I probably got a 98% accuracy on doing that because I've been watching this feed and doing this. And even me telling you guys this, it's the latest iteration for me. Once we upgraded to the kind of the 6 groups, the 10 pip hybrid auto feed, and I started thinking about, what do we need? We need protections to protect our emotions in the middle of the night. I'm like, well, hell, I've got all these accounts. I'm like, I'm just going to take that group of trades at minimum lot size, and when I wake up in the morning, if there's no trades that are, I'm like, I just don't enter any and my account's safe. Or if I wake up in the morning and 2 different pairs, or especially trading the groups, you're not going to get 2 together typically, but 1 pair is went against, I'm like, ooh, that's juicy. I watch it, add a big lot size, watch it go to take profit, and I made $12 off of the auto trade feeds and $145 off of the one manual that I entered because I saw through walls. Doug says, awesome strategy. I believe so. I believe it's certainly the current vision of the future of how I'm going to trade this system. So let me think. So this is the challenge account. So this is looking pretty good. Like, for example, NZD USD. You get to see them all here, kind of revealing it. NZD, let me redraw that. NZD USD, okay. None of them are in profit yet. Now, yesterday, and I'm not perfect, so I'm not beating you guys up. I think I entered an NZD USD somewhere on this trade. It's went against me. So I'm watching it. So I'm just going to hold off, and I'm going to wait. The only danger, I shouldn't say danger. Let me just explain one thing that can happen. If you're wrong, you're wrong. But that still doesn't matter because you can get in later and correct your wrong, or if you had to take a loss. But here is the one thing that starts to make it painful. If you get in too early in a manual entry in this basket of 5, let's say you got in at this trade 3. As it adds 4 and 5, what it does is it draws the take profit closer. So what happens is the take profit, let's say you got into this one, and the take profit has been drawn down to here. So now you're never, I shouldn't say never, but the system is not expecting it to go back to that take profit. So you have to keep dragging that take profit down. So that means you have to keep entering. If you've made that mistake, if you've entered a little, you have to keep entering because that take profit is going to move closer and move through your current trade. Whereas when it took profit, that would be taking a slight loss. So that's the only thing you have to pay attention to. And I know I'm probably adding too much technical stuff to you guys this morning, but in this particular case, I think what happened was I seen this going blue. I entered and then it went against me. So you got to play the game a little bit, just a little bit. Now take this NZD CAD basket. There's more of them up there. This one's starting to go profit. That doesn't mean jump in on it. I probably want to see this one go profitable, probably want to see this one go decently profitable, and go, all right, I think I can jump in now. Maybe I want to see this one go decently profitable. Maybe I have, with practice, I say to myself, all right, in a basket of 5 or more, I need the last 3 to be in profit before I enter. If you want to do my concept of entering manually, you don't have to. You do not have to. Doug says, that was where my forced losses came from. Yeah, jumping in maybe just a little bit early. So set yourself a rule, right? Wait until in any basket, and maybe I'm giving you some generalities here, but in any basket, wait till 3 go profitable. Now, if you only have 3, okay. So maybe you don't make as much on that one. You will make a lot on these particular baskets when you wait. So we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 deep. And maybe, you start to think of a ratio. So if you're 5 deep, maybe you want at least 2 to be profitable before you enter. As an example. maybe you want to wait for 3, because it's just about security and lack of, running your emotions crazy. Now it's Friday, probably not going to get a lot of movement. So Doug says, I didn't manually add other trades to bring down the take profit. Yeah, yeah. But it's funny because I think I explained that really fast. Doug's getting it. And the more we talk, because Doug practices, but the more we talk about it, the more you'll see what I'm saying. It's going to be the same thing over. This isn't some magic new thing that I'm like, I know the system does this. I know if I enter too early that I have a couple options, right? Which has been explained and we can continue to talk about over time. So let's see. Let's see. So this is, hold on. I got to pause 1 second to see what account this is because I lost my, yeah, this is the challenge account. So doing pretty good. It closed 1583 overnight and it's closed 485 for the week. That's awesome. $485 for the week on a $2,300 account. Well, hell, it was like $1,800 account. Tell me what that percentage is. That's pretty damn high. I get that I'm pushing it, but I'm only trading a subset of currency pairs. So trading those groups, one of the 6 groups, is going to be one of the smartest things, I believe. I could be wrong, but I believe moving forward, trading those currency pair groups, one of those groups at a time, is going to be pretty profitable. And the last one to look at is that 1K live account. Well, we'll look at a couple things. So let me pull this out. I have not looked at this, and I believe what I've said I was going to do with this 1K live account that we did, 28% on the first month? Let me pull it up here, and then we'll dig into it. I haven't looked at this. I did reduce, yeah, so looking pretty good. I did reduce the pairs down to just a few, and I was going to eventually point the new 10 pip hybrid feed over to this. So this real accounts did 32% in just about 5 weeks. That's incredible. That's incredible. But again, I'm gonna be a dick for a minute here. Like, this is my account. I've mastered this. You can too, and I want you to. But you're going to see this and go, well, I've got a tiny account and it's not making that much, and there's something wrong with the system. No, I don't want to say there's something wrong with you. There's a little bit of a learning curve. So this account looks amazing. I'm the fucking master. I'm the puppet master of this system. Of course it looks good. Right? But I'm also not hiding anything from you. And based off of you, I can help you based off of you, your emotions, your account size, your degenerate or non-degenerate gambling methods. I can help you. But and hopefully I can say this. Denise and I were talking this morning, and she said something that made me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Denise is a go-getter and action taker, and I know she said she's been trading Forex for a long time. I don't know if you said 10 years. She's been doing it a long time, and she had struggled like I did, and we all will in the beginning. You'll struggle a lot less with my system. And it just kind of made me feel all warm and fuzzy inside that she said, I finally see the light, of the success of trading with your system. That's, I mean, I helped one person like that. That's fucking awesome. You guys don't know how much I struggled with this. And everybody does because of the misinformation out there. You go on YouTube and you find some guy's 3-bar scalping strategy and you trade it for a week and it does pretty good, and then it blows your entire account the next week and you're like, that doesn't work, right? It's too volatile, whatever. This works if you work it, and if you don't want to work it, put it on a minimum lot size of one currency pair and let it roll for the year. You'll make more money than you would with a savings account or an index fund or the S&P 500 or buying stocks. You'll make more. You might not be getting rich like you feel everybody else is, But I'll tell you what, you are at least on the right train. You're going to the right place. You're in the right investment, if you want to call it that. As much as as much as gambling can be an investment, it can be. So this is the live account. Looking really good. I mean, look at my margin level percent, 15,000%. I don't give a shit. Like, who cares, right? My drawdown's $8. So nothing closed for the day, but for the week, up $134 on $1,000 account. Like, that's what? That's awesome. And look what it is for a month, up 32%. I started this as $1,000 account, up 32%. We've had a good market. I'm good at this. I've managed it. I've actually been pretty conservative with this account. So, if you want these results, you can have them. Just take a deep breath. Put your fingers together, close your eyes, woosah, right? Relax. I think my answer to most people when they start freaking the fuck out, I'm like, yeah, no, I see what you're doing, but I don't control the market. And I don't control the market. I don't. I know you think I do because I have an AI system. I don't control the market. I control the system. Derek says 32% mind blown. I think so, but 32% of $1,000. Most people, I'm completely happy with this, and I have another dozen accounts, anywhere from $10,000 up to a couple $100,000. Like, I have all kinds of different accounts. You could do the same thing. I don't show those, but I'm taking the exact same trades on those accounts that you're seeing. It's not a thing I'm not doing on those accounts that you're not seeing. You're just not seeing it on those accounts. One thing I'm going to do here at the end, we'll go, I want to look at the news real quick and see what's coming up next week. I want to look at the full data feed and just give you an idea of what's going on in the marketplace right now. Here it is. Let's just look at this in all generality. So the full-on data feed at the minimum lot size right now is $139 in drawdown. You can't really reference. I'll move this up. We're in about that many. I mean, we're in a lot of different trades. Now, notice how we're avoiding GBP, JPY in any of the, like the hybrid feed or the one profitable trade feed. We're avoiding that. It's perfectly fine right now. Guess what? If you had the full auto feed like we're looking at here, and the volatility of GBP, JPY, it's not going to be copied to any of the, if you're using the one profitable trade feed, eventually if you're using the 10 pip hybrid, you're certainly not getting this in any signals. But could you enter GBP, JPY right now on a buy? Maybe you wait until it goes 2 or 3 profitable. It's a very volatile pair. You can make a lot of money. So I'm going to start driving everybody. Like, everybody needs the auto feed. Like, you're crazy not to have that level of intelligence. It's like a superpower, right? It's like choose your superpower. Flying, invisibility, invulnerability. I don't know, maybe you can light things on fire with your brain, like whatever. It's a superpower. I can see exactly what's going on. When I give you guys that update, okay, let me just pause 1 second here. When I give you that update and I say system volatility, 136 drawdown, that's what I mean. Like this, it's relative, right? It's relative to the current market conditions. Let me pause this and show you something here. Here you go. So I also say current closed profit, $14.67. That's relative, right? That's pretty low low middle of the road closure and 139 drawdown on all 22 currency pairs. I'm not saying they're all 22 potential. 139 drawdown, very low middle of the road. Very, yeah, like literally 1/3 of what might be normal or expected. So, yeah, that's it. Let's pause this. Let me get back to the right account so I'm not revealing any info here. And then we'll go look at the news. All right, not that one. This one. So this is kind of funny. Remember how this NZD CAD was like 25, 30 bucks profitable when we were looking at this morning? It's backing out. It's Friday. It's backing out. So not the best time to get into this if that's the way you're trading. If you have the data feed, I think I said it. I'm going to say it more again with specific words. Everybody in this group should have the auto feed on a 100K demo account. Everybody. You should not be auto feed trading without a 100K demo account seeing everything. You'll make so much freaking money. Doug says, I have a demo account at 0.01 in all 22 pairs, and it's amazing to watch. Yeah. I mean, what's interesting is I've been doing that all along, and I just don't think I told people that until they started struggling and wondering what to do. And I went, oh, well, go turn the full auto feed onto a 100K demo account and just freaking watch it. You know, you'd be like, oh, there's pairs on there that you won't have copied to your account that you'll go, So let's go look at the news real quick. Let me first pull it up on my end. I know I have it open here. Here it is. And I'll share this. Let's just kind of look ahead at what's going to go on. Here we are. So let me refresh here. So it says 9:04 a.m. That's correct. 9:04 a.m. my time, Mountain Time. Today, so Euro all day. USD went off at 6 a.m. Let's go kind of look here. So here's USD. This is the 1 hour. 6 a.m. What is it? Let's see. 3. Yeah. So that U.S. news pushed up a little bit, and then it wicked back down. Yeah. No big deal. No huge effect. Let's go look at what's going on Monday. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday? Is there really no news? Let me make sure I got this sorted properly. Wow. So no news Monday. Tuesday, we've got USD at 7 a.m. and then some Australian as the Asian market opens. So that's Tuesday. Wednesday, US dollar at 3 p.m. That's interesting. So not a lot. We're calling this high impact news. Thursday, Canadian at 5:30 a.m. plus US dollar. And then so looks like next Thursday we'll see some decent US dollar volatility. Friday morning again. So not a really heavy high impact news week next week. So maybe we can expect things to be a little slow. That's my thinking. Don't listen to a word I say. I'm a complete degenerate gambling hack. Speaking of that, I know, what was it? Mark got his shirt. Doug got his shirt. I think Derek either got his or is getting it because I think it said it was delivered. Mine's been delivered. I bought a black one and a gray one, and I'm fat, so I bought like an extra large. It'll probably be like a tent on me or something. So yeah, get yourself a degenerate gambler shirt. If you're not supporting the brand, you're not a real trader. I just got to tell you that. If you're not drinking the degenerate gambler coffee while you're trading in the morning with me, I'll be honest with you, you're not a real trader. Trader or traitor, right? Choose. You be a trader or a traitor. A trader or a traitor. You choose. All right, that's it. Appreciate you joining me on a Friday. I will see you back here live Monday morning. Everything is beautiful. I'm gonna go when I get off the call here. I'm gonna go into the bathroom and I'm gonna look in the mirror and I'm gonna say, I am not an emotional trader. I am not an emotional trader. I am not an emotional trader.